Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, Stockholm Syndrome. So, if you've not heard of Stockholm Syndrome, I'm not going to give you the dictionary definition. I'm going to give you my definition because I had Stockholm Syndrome and still am working through it a bit. So, Stockholm Syndrome is something that often happens if you grow up in an abusive household, especially with narcissistic parents. So, Stockholm Syndrome is the feeling that you have an attachment to your abuser and you empathize with them and you believe that they did these things for your betterment and you go ahead and defend their actions, okay? So for me, one of the things that happened from the result of childhood abuse and trauma and abuse as an adult, a rape and assault, was that I truly wanted to understand why people behave this way. And so therefore I empathized with their poor behavior because oftentimes when we grow up with abuse, we are led to believe that we've done something wrong, which we haven't, and we want to help them heal. Okay. So, Stockholm Syndrome for me was when I was little, I felt as though if everyone else was at peace, my life would be peaceful. Now, that is factual. However, I kind of went into superhero mode and I wanted to heal everyone and the world because it would make my life better. That is true. However, it is much healthier and it is better for us uh, to separate ourselves from that because that's where the Stockholm Syndrome comes in. You want to fix everyone, you want to help everyone, you want to love them and show them, what it could be like without being this negative type of energy. So I went into superhero mode and believed that I could just help as many people as possible. Well, that's a beautiful thought, and it is all fairies and gumdrops and unicorns and sprinkles and sparkles, right? However, you need to release that and understand that it's okay if you suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. Many of us have it most likely and don't even know it. So, therefore, we focus more on helping the others instead of ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean that you neglect yourself necessarily. It's just that you're putting a lot of energy into spaces that don't deserve it and that rob you of your own personal peace. So you need to understand and do your research and discern for yourself if that fits your bill. I do recommend, doing some research so that you can understand it. You'll know if it resonates. However, I have to say, so I just removed myself from my Instagram page, from Patreon, from TikTok, and I also released myself from Facebook back in February. I have tried to delete that account like 16 times, and Facebook just doesn't seem to let me. It just keeps keeping me on there. What happened though was, with that being said, these social media platforms I would teach upon because I wanted to help people heal because I know what it feels like to suffer. So, therefore, the Stockholm Syndrome. I wanted to help everyone. I empathized with their poor behavior and wanted to show them the light and the better way to do things through love and forgiveness. Now, that's a good thing. We do need to show unconditional love and forgiveness. However, not everyone deserves our energy. Not everyone wants to be well, and not everyone, you know, will appreciate nor show you the respect and love that you deserve by assisting them. Okay. And that takes energy away from you, focusing on your dreams. So, a lot of times, those energies that pull you backwards are simply trying to slow you down from following your path. Everybody has their own path, and that's for you to discern what that is. Now, the best path, though, is the one that is you, following what is just you, not like this grandeur purpose of saving the world. as many of us light workers do. I wouldn't be surprised if most light workers have some form of Stockholm Syndrome. And that's all part of the program, right? So our job is to release ourselves from attempting to assist everyone. The whole goal really should be more, and is more important for you to focus on you and letting go of everyone, everything that you have been programmed to believe that you are attached to and responsible for caring for, because you don't have to do that. Of course, if you're a parent, yes, it is your job to raise your children and be a good parent and show them how to be ethical, responsible, accountable, kind, loving, and diligent with your actions and your words, and be a good person. But it's not up to you to fix them all. So, that releasing of all of those social media platforms simply allowed me the beautiful opportunity of taking this monkey off of my back that is so heavy to carry, because I worry so much about people. But we don't need to do that. It's hard to believe, but we really don't need to do that. It's not our job to fix everyone. So, if you feel like this resonates with you, do some research. And if you've been diagnosed with PTSD like myself, you probably do have some form of Stockholm Syndrome, because we want to justify and understand why people behave poorly. So the job here is just to fix yourself. So don't feel ashamed if you have Stockholm Syndrome based on your experiences and the program that we are living in and working diligently on changing and releasing ourselves from. Because, as it says in the Matrix, there is no spoon. So I'm sending you much love and light, and do some research and heal your soul, and don't worry about other people, because truly they don't matter. And those that love you will never leave you. Those that don't love you is probably because they don't love themselves and they're not capable of giving the same thing back. You see, if you don't respect yourself, you can't respect others. If you don't love yourself, you can't fully love others. So it's okay. Just check in with yourself and do some research and see if maybe that's something that's slowing you down on your path, feeling that you have to save the world, because you don't. Much love. Until soon.